Yesterday gave us a taste of what this place was all about. But today, we were finally dropping down into the canyon. And honestly, this place was a whole lot bigger than we expected. Yesterday was really about getting here, learning the terrain, and figuring out what this place had to offer. But today, we wanted to experience what Merus is really known for. This isn't the kind of place where you pull into a parking lot, walk over to a railing, take a few pictures, and leave 10 minutes later. You're actually out here navigating the canyon, driving through areas that most people will probably never get to experience. I'm Frank with Overland Adventures, and this is day 2 of our 3-day trip out to Merus Adventure Park. As we left camp that morning, the excitement really started building, knowing we were finally heading down into the canyon. There are several different ways to get down to the canyon floor at Merus Adventure Park, with trails ranging from fairly moderate to difficult. Since it was our first time down there, we decided to take the easier route and use the drop-in. It's considered one of the easier trails into the canyon, but it still makes for a pretty fun drive. The trail is a mix of rock, sand, and loose gravel, with a few steep descents and turns on the way down. And while 21 degrees may not sound all that steep, it definitely feels different once you're sitting behind the wheel, heading downhill. The scale of this place is hard to explain on camera. Video tends to flatten everything out. But here, in person, the views are incredible, and it really reminds you just how big and diverse this country actually is. Once we were down in the canyon, we made our way over to Salt Fork Section 1. This trail follows part of the historic Red River system, the same waterway that helped carve out the Palo Duro Canyon over time. There were sections where the trail ran directly alongside these canyon walls. The layers in the rock were incredible up close. Deep red sandstone stacked on top of itself, with cracks and lines running through the canyon walls from years of erosion. And being this close to it really gave you an appreciation for just how massive and old this place actually is. And being down on the canyon floor, the whole experience feels completely different from the rim trails above. The trail itself was a mix of sandy creek sections, with scattered small rock gardens, and a few bigger boulders along the way. It wasn't the hardest trail we ran out here, but the changing terrain kept it fun the entire way through.
Next up is Tintin.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
I'm scraping pretty bad here.
Oh shit, yeah.
I guess I cut that a little too close.
This was a quick reminder that even on the easier sections of trail, you still need to stay focused.
Was that my sidestep? Could you tell?
Yeah, you can tell.
As a result of losing concentration for a second, I ended up damaging my sidestep. While I never liked doing damage to the Jeep, this may have finally given me the chance to upgrade to rock sliders, like I've been wanting to do for a while now. This was probably the most difficult obstacle on Tintin. The large rock leaned the Jeep towards the canyon wall, making it feel like it was only inches away. That's the thing about being in the driver's seat. You can't really tell just how far away you are. It's moments like this that makes these trips so enjoyable.
Come on, passenger. Okay, now little driver. Back up a little bit and turn passenger as you do it. Hard passenger. Okay. Turn driver. You might have to come forward a little bit, but turn hard as you're coming forward. Okay, hold on. Back up a little bit. Keep backing up. Okay, stop. Straighten your wheels out a little bit. Other way. Keep going. Okay, right there. Okay, come forward. This is actually the last one of the day one of the Trail Recon Trail Challenge.
Oh, okay.
But it's only 3 o'clock, so if you want to do some more, we can. You know I'm down for it.
I don't think we should really go back to camp until like 5.
Yeah, I agree. I hope I don't bottom up here or hit my back. This looks like it's a pretty good V-notch going back up.
Okay, I hope so too.
Middle Earth ended up being one of the more unique trails we ran at Merus Adventure Park. It's a mix of moderate climbs and descents.
That's 80 degrees. Just 30 degrees, that's it. Everything's falling.
with these smooth rock stair steps worked into the trail.
Huh. I don't really like going into that right now, but
In the Gladiator, a few of the ledges hit at just the right distance to make things a little more difficult than it should have been.
if your lockers aren't on, you'll probably want to put them on.
Yeah, I'm putting them on right now.
A little momentum and locking the rear diff made a world of difference. This trail was just a lot of fun to drive.
And let me film you on this one too.
With the shorter wheelbase of Erica's Wrangler, she had no issue climbing right up.
You made that look a lot easier than I did.
I try.
Enter Mars felt different from the rest of the trails out here. The deeper we got into the red rock sections, the more the landscape started looking like it didn't belong. The smooth red hills, the lack of vegetation, and the way the terrain rolled off into the distance. The name of this trail honestly fits perfectly. It does feel more like something you'd expect to see in photos from Mars than in the middle of Texas. Driving through this area, you almost forget where you are for a minute. After about 6 hours on the trails, we finally started making our way back towards camp. We had covered a lot more ground than I expected, and every trail out here somehow felt completely different from the last. By the end of the day, we were tired, dusty, and ready to slow things down for the evening. But honestly, it was the kind of day that makes trips like this worth the drive. By the time we got back to camp, we were exhausted. But it was the good kind of tired. The kind you only get after spending an entire day outside, completely disconnected from normal life. That's becoming one of my favorite parts about trips like this. Not just the obstacles, not just the views, but how easy it becomes to forget about everything else for a while. Over the first 2 days, we had spent more than 10 hours exploring the park. And somehow, it felt like there was more to see. Day 3 ended up being our favorite day. We explored a cave, checked out even more of the canyon, and ran the trail that both of us agreed was probably our favorite of the entire trip.